Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the PayDirt podcast.
Let's go.
Yes, sir, featuring the one and only the Don Father.
And then
Over here with the one and only Timbo Slice. We're
hey,
back at it with
hey,
yes, sir.
we are back in action, baby.
Aftermath Super Bowl Monday.
Ooh,
Aftermath of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, aftermath. I'd say overreaction Monday, but the world's been overreacting for a little bit here.
Oh man. What a day yesterday. We had Super Bowl 55 yesterday. I think the world knows what happened. A GOAT was certified. I think the debacle was is he a GOAT just yet? But I'm pretty sure that GOAT proved his point last night against the baby GOAT. And definitely wasn't a game that we all expected score wise. Even just offensive productive wise on the Chiefs side. But hey, when you play a GOAT, I guess some great things are going to happen, and that's what they did. And you all know what happened, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers crushed the Kansas City Chiefs last night in Super Bowl 55, 31-9. And hey,
Oof.
you got to give her credit is due, man. You got to give her credit due. TB12 was back at it again. I'm sure we all seen what happened last night. We're just going to start off here with Timbo Slice. How you feeling, man? How you feeling over there, man?
Well, I gotta say, and I said this last night, the GOAT debate is officially closed. He cemented his legacy right there, and now the crazy thing is he could definitely still win another one without a doubt. I mean, he said beforehand he wanted to play past 45. So, I mean, I think we see Tom Brady in another Super Bowl before it's all said and done. Seeing Brady do that, and I gotta say, even though Tom Brady got the Super Bowl MVP, well deserved, I feel like it should have been co MVP with that Tampa Bay defense.
Ooh.
There, things were looking a little rough for them, like during the year, and then they bounced back. I mean,
Flip the switch.
yeah, quick switch. The one thing we were talking about in the previous episode with Jordan is like, yo, you can't have one-on-one with Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill. They're going to burn you. And then the guys from the outside. That what they were able to do with what Tampa was able to do was get pressure with their front four. And there's only 11 men on the field, so there's got to be 4 eyes on Tyreek and Kelce. They were able to drop 7 into coverage, like 7 defensive backs, linebackers, everything, and then get pressure with their front 4, JPP, and no Eric Fisher. Their line, that Chiefs offensive line had to get pretty much switched around, and there was, I think, 3 players playing 3 new positions that they haven't necessarily played. So that definitely came into the factor of Tampa Bay exposing that.
I agree, man. They definitely took advantage of all those Chiefs' weaknesses last night, and like you said, just with the Kansas City Chiefs having two of their starting offensive linemen out for the game due to injuries, and then even too with just some of the stuff that went on outside the field. I'm sure we all know what happened with Andy Reid's son Britt Reid getting an unfortunate car accident. One of his grandchildren was facing like almost, I'm pretty sure, uh very very death near death experiences, death injuries.
Yep.
So only 5 years old, and I believe there's another kid in the car also, so you can only imagine where Andy Reid mind was kind of just to consider that to a factor too.
Yeah, it was not not a good situation leading up to that, especially the car crash. I mean, let's be honest, things like that, it can't be not on your mind. You know what I mean? And then you're going into the biggest Super Bowl. I mean, it's definitely tough, especially that being his son. He hit, he hit.
Assistant coach too. I mean, he's probably used to his son being right near him on the sideline for the whole season in the playoffs. So for him not to be there and along just with exactly what happened, it was definitely more of a damaging effect, if anything, just psychologically. And I think that kind of displayed yesterday on the field last night.
I agree, dude. For Kansas City not to score a touchdown. And we were talking before the show, is like if you didn't watch the game and I would have told you that, like you would have been like, nah, you're lying. And maybe in some other universe, but let's be clear here. 3 field goals by Kansas City, 0 touchdowns. But also saying that how many also drop balls did Kansas City have? Terry
Yeah.
Hill, other dude, I think it was Pringle, and Pat Mahomes. He was making some incredible throws, but
I
it was
mean, the dude looked like Neo out there in the Matrix. He was literally like
back.
mid-air, about to fall, and still threw like a perfect spiral ball for at least 20, 25 yards.
He was parallel to the ground like
Yeah,
that, and just threw it like,
literally.
let's be honest. Of course, like, do you expect him to make the plays? Yeah, but he ran for almost 500-yard rushing behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
That that was wild stat I saw this morning. I was like, 500 yards. Like,
Hey, I'd be honest though, I never seen Patrick Mahomes scramble so much and look so uncomfortable in the pocket in my life, man.
me either.
Like he didn't have any type of time to actually execute what he wanted to do, which is it's kind of surprising to say because I think when we think of the Chiefs offense, we think kind of as a bang bang thing. It's just they see it, then they do it. But I think that just shows you how great the Buccaneers defense played last night because they weren't even able to execute um really anything.
No,
To be
no, there was
honest.
no explosive plays. I mean, everything they were giving them everything underneath, and Tampa Bay was playing a cover 2, so they had two deep safeties. They were playing that vertical part of the field, not allowing them to get upfield. So they were going to give Travis Kelce those like 15 yarders, just boom, boom, whatnot. But they eventually ended up stopping him there.
Yeah.
Just seeing that, I was like, this is not the same Chiefs offense. Like, no way. I was waiting for them to explode. Well, they never really
At
did.
least for this that second half, man. I was thinking after that weird creepy weekend performance, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes would have woke up after that,
yeah.
kind
That
of
was
scared him
a
out
little
his
strange,
shoes.
bro. I mean, I saw some things today about it, and like, I mean, we might as well go into the halftime show because that was our next deal. Is I saw something this morning where he was setting from the AMAs, like the weekend. If you guys don't know, the weekend was the halftime show.
Yep.
He was setting it up from where during the AMAs, it made him look like he had a plastic surgery and all that kind of stuff. Like we saw that, like with the weird things on the side, whatnot. But I guess he was trying to tell a story of like how
Yeah.
blinding lights, that story because of Hollywood it blinds you and all different things. And um, I guess a casual probably fan probably wouldn't know that and be like kind of like basically with what we were like was like a little strange.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought I was watching like the thriller music video for a minute. I was waiting for
yeah,
Michael Jackson to pop out with like with white paint on his face or something like that, looking like a zombie.
yeah, it had those vibes, and all those dancers in front, they definitely look like they had jock straps
I
on
was
their face.
the dancers that look like they were in jock straps for sure.
That was strange, man.
I think they stole those cups from the Tampa Bay locker room. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how that smelled like.
I don't even want to wonder.
Couldn't have been good, man. Couldn't have been good. Yeah.
Not at all.
Uh,
It's fun. It's funny though because it's unfortunate because they said shit. The weekend's halftime performance covered more field than what the Kansas City offense did.
yeah, and so did the streaker in the I believe it
Yeah,
was
that's
fourth
true.
quarter. They
How you
got
gonna
in the
get
end zone, but the Chiefs did not.
a whole streaker was out there, man? Probably he probably ran for a good 45 yards.
Yo, did you see that spin move? He broke
He
that tackle
did. Yup.
like swoop. Yo, he was promoting a porn site. Did
Was
you
he
see that?
really? Wow, I did not know that.
Vitality Uncut. And he had like a leotard on, I saw a picture today on Twitter. Now, granted, you got to take everything with a grain of salt on the internet, but a guy posted a picture of him with that same guy and was like, I saw him at a bar right beforehand in Tampa, and he said he placed I believe it was, I think it was 75,000, something like that. That there would be a fan on the field, a streaker, and his bail was set at $1,000. So he made
Wow.
out with he made a profit of $74,000.
Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna pro probably gonna have to change that bet. I would imagine.
Ladies and gentlemen, anything is possible.
Yep,
Anything is possible.
it really is. Like that guy made out like a bandit, and I
That's
wonder how much he got paid by Vitality to do that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, God bless his soul. I mean, those sounds like all the reasons to go streaking in the middle of the Super Bowl to
I
me.
mean, you might as
Promoting porn sites, getting bets betted on you, getting money for it. I mean, shit, why not?
get the bag, get the
Hey,
bag.
anything goes in Florida, right? Anything goes in
Yeah.
Florida.
I mean, when you talk, whenever you see see something that crazy that happened, the first thing you gotta ask is, did it happen in Florida? If it did, that's all you need to know about
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like in the wise words of Charlemagne, the craziest people come from all of the Bronx and all of Florida.
they really do. There's different breeds of people,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
Floridians. They're definitely
they
Floridians.
are. And now I think Tampa is doing, or I think Brady is doing what most old whites go to do, and he's going to retire in Tampa Bay. Um, three,
It's only right, I guess.
I
You're
think
right.
so. I mean, he could possibly play until he's 50. I think he wants to beat George Blanda's record uh, of 48 years old and to start an NFL game. I kind of believe that he wants to go for that record, especially the way his body's feeling. Because if y'all would have seen what George Blanda looked like, I mean, he was chain smoking cigarettes and drinking a 6 pack at halftime. He Tom Brady's eating
Epic.
avocado ice cream and going to bed by 9. So you tell me,
Yeah, it sounds like he has some added years on him.
couple probably,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Water, some good old cucumber water, or a nice cucumber Bud Light.
and then and then avocado ice cream and some avocado toast for breakfast for old Tommy boy.
Oh yeah. Hey, we are what we eat, man. And you see, if you're a great player, that definitely pays off. If you eat great, you're gonna do great. And that's definitely what Tom Brady did last night. I mean, he didn't let's not gas him up too much, as the youngins would say. We can't gas Tom Brady up too much in regards to how he played in a specific game. I mean,
Yeah,
we all know the Buccaneers defense, they played phenomenal. They actually got the most pressure on a quarterback in Super Bowl history with
29.
I believe it was 27 or 29. Yep.
20, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought I saw 29 this morning.
Mhm.
That's wild. That's
That
wild.
is.
But
That
that's
is.
just the way. Like, they definitely learned. Like Todd Bowles' defense definitely learned from the first game of, okay, hey, we got to have double safeties back there, and we need to pressure him. One of the things that I didn't see a lot of with the Chiefs doing is actually rolling Mahomes out, because
Mhm.
he never had that time. It was like, oh, someone's going to get through. I feel like that's something that they probably should have done a little bit more of. But then again, at the same time, it's like when it seems like they're getting in within 3 seconds, how do you call a rollout?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, exactly. And just to give you guys some stats, Patrick Mahomes went 26 for 49, threw for 270 yards, threw two interceptions. I would
Yeah,
say definitely one was a deflection, wasn't totally his fault. I believe that was an acrobatic throw also, but it was still pretty damn accurate, acrobatic but accurate.
yeah,
Uh,
he can make those plays versus some definitely some questionable teams. You know what I mean? Where I think what was happening was they were looking for that Mahomes magic on every single
yeah,
play, and it's like, you
this
can't.
has never sparked.
Yeah, you can't put that all on him, even though he is a $500 million quarterback. I mean, if he's getting if he's getting rushed and basically taken out within 2 to 3 seconds. I mean, that what quarterback can do it?
Yeah.
That isn't standing in the pocket, isn't a super pocket passer.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I feel like we only could really debate. Maybe you already know one of the Mount Rushmore heads, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, if anything. But I don't even think Aaron Rodgers would,
Even
would be
then,
able to stand that defense.
yeah, because you got to think at least 2 to 3 seconds to get open to recognize and stuff. So it just was not a good showing um, for Kansas City. And Kansas City now, the way they go into this, Mahomes said this is going to motivate me for the rest of my career. You see a lot of overreactions. It is overreaction Monday, the
For
last
sure.
one of the year, technically. People say, will Mahomes ever get back to the Super Bowl like this? And I'm like, all right, relax.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like if he plays even 3 quarters of how he did this whole year, they will be back. They still got Travis Kelsey Hill. They got the nucleus of that team is there. I don't. We're going to be seeing them for a long time. Obviously, you're going to have the Ravens. You're going to have the Bills. You're going to have all sorts of different teams in the AFC that are going to bring high competition. The Chargers, but at the same time, it's like the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Um, it just wasn't a good showing for them, but they'll be fine. They just got to do some tinkering around. I think they, I think they really do have to get a couple more playmakers on the defensive side, or at least their linebacker core.
Mm.
To me, is what stood out as a weakness because it just seems like that's their weakness on their defensive side. Their secondary is good. They got Breland, they got the Honey Badger. Their up front is good. From like the linebackers, kind of that's what stood out to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agreed. I mean, they needed just a little bit of improvement. So nothing too significant, like you said. Maybe just a couple more weapons on their defense, and they would be a okay. Because it's
Yep.
funny though. I think we did mention this on our last episode. The Chiefs. We all know who the Chiefs defensive coordinator is, especially Steve Spagnuolo himself.
Yeah, man.
Who beat Tom Brady twice? I believe it was twice,
Oh,
and
just
it
once.
was just a one time. Okay, excuse
Yeah,
me,
I
one
had
time
to. I corrected that. I corrected that during the
for our
last
last
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, um,
Even with that,
yeah,
man, beating Tom Brady once in the Super Bowl is pretty phenomenal. And he's just a great defensive coach in general. Uh,
yeah, without a doubt. Having that was one of the things too. It's like I think we were talking about this before we got onto the show. Is usually even if Kansas City allows 31, they're averaging 30 points a game.
yeah,
So they're probably winning that 35-31, but they
exactly.
couldn't even score a touchdown. So uh, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, the defense can give up 31, but you still got to outscore the opponent, and Kansas City could do absolutely nothing. And there was definitely some questionable calls, if I do say so myself, Don.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess when is there not? I'm not gonna sit here and create excuses like these calls would change the game significantly.
Mm-hmm.
But we all can say, when Tom Brady's on the field, I call the thing called the Tom Brady way. Most likely, any penalties that occur are going to go against the other team,
Yeah.
especially when you have Tom Brady behind the
It,
center throwing the
it
ball.
used to be the Patriot way, but now I think we can call it the Tom Brady way.
Hey, that's right. And I think we were saying on our last episode, we were mentioning what Julian Edelman said. He said that the Patriots are so great because they're doing it the Patriot way. That was a thing. But as
Yep.
soon as Tom Brady left, everyone realized the Patriot
Oh,
way was
it
really Tom.
was Danny Amendola.
Yeah, Danny
Yep.
Amendola. Yep,
Yep.
saying the Patriots
One
way
one
it
of
was
the
really
short
the
one
Tom
of the
Brady
short
way.
white receivers that Thomas played with throughout his
and got
career.
a and got a ring for.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
got a ring for it. Exactly.
a couple of
Exactly.
them.
I think he probably has a little more loyalty to Tom Brady than he does to Patriots. Just
I
saying.
could I can definitely concur with that.
Yeah,
And
man.
just to speak just a little bit more on just this penalty wise, because we all know questionable calls are going to happen. These referees aren't perfect, and obviously it could seem a little bit biased sometimes, especially if you know Tom Brady's on the field.
Mhm.
But just in regards to just even with penalty wise, I mean, so Kansas City they had two penalties in the first half, and that equivalated to the first downs, obviously, and a touchdown for one of them. I'm sure we all seen the one with the pass interference
Yeah.
that during the first half. That would end up being a touchdown. I think he ended up just throwing it to Gronk after that, and
Yep. On
Mr.
a dart.
Yep,
I also
Robbie G.
before you go, I have to say I like the way you used the word equivocally in that sentence. That was fantastic. Sure.
Hey, I gotta put this college education to use. Know what I'm saying?
Hey, and it's on a football podcast. The way the world works, it's funny, ain't it?
Hey man, we just blending out here. We just blend everything, baby.
Yeah, it's hard to win the game when you lose the turnover battle and the penalty battle. And it seemed for a while there that every single play, no matter what, it just boom, flag, flag.
Yep.
I saw I saw a tweet too, and it was an actual NFL tweet. Is that this officiating crew, the head chief, he threw the most flags this year. So I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
See, that
Like,
does all add up. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, too. Let me break those numbers down too. So the Kansas City Chiefs had 11 penalties called on them, equaling 120 yards. While the
who,
Tampa Bay had only 4 penalties called on them, equaling 39 yards. So just do the math.
and
That's all I have to say.
who won the game?
I think that goes without saying, unfortunately.
I think you can look at it right there, and you're probably gonna tell who the winner of the game was.
They literally got called more than double the penalties in Tampa Bay,
Yeah,
and all those
literally,
penalties worth over a football field.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. Um, when you do that, it seemed very uncharacteristic of the Chiefs too. I officiating is one of those things. It's like you hate when it goes against your team, but also at the same time you love when it helps your team. So I think with officiating in the league, for some things at least, is they things balance out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like your team will get some calls, and then they'll get some calls against them. So I don't really necessarily think that it's it's like, oh, one team gets this and favoritism. Maybe Tom Brady does get a little bit more calls than other people and stuff, but you know,
I would say so.
I think it's just like kind of one of those like Mandela effect things. You know what I
It
mean? Like,
is
yeah, that's kind of what it is.
100%. But I guess so. Those penalties still wouldn't make a difference of a 39-9 score in one way or another. But
Right.
a lot of them led to we talk about the word momentum. So once
Yeah,
a team has momentum, then who knows what can have happen after that? This could be a downhill after that for the opposing team.
for
So
sure, dude, for sure. And that's just kind of keeps the ball rolling, especially before halftime. Tampa Bay did it again. They scored right before half on some questionable calls, uh, but they did score again. Like the one thing I like about Bruce Arians, coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you guys don't know, um, he doesn't put the foot on the brake. It's all gas, no brakes. He's like when where most coaches would do 14 seconds left. Let's just run down the clock, no big deal. He's like, no, let's go for six, and let's do it, because that going into halftime definitely switches a little more momentum over to one side,
yeah,
the other.
yeah, exactly. And I just want to say that let's remind you, like I think Temple, you said at the beginning of the show, the real MVP was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But we got to respect Tom Brady and what he did, and he ended up just having a mediocre game, I would say. So one way or another, for Tom Brady, 21 for 29, 201 yards, 3 touchdown passes. So he got the job done, and I
Sounds
mean,
like a Tom Brady Super Bowl to me.
it definitely does. It sounds like I believe Tim will size. You need to patent this name. It sounds like a Tampa Bay Gronkeneer Super Bowl
It
because three of
does.
those touchdown passes went to Robbie G, aka the Gronkenator.
Or
Excuse me, two out of three. Yeah, two out
yeah.
of three of those
And
touchdown
then the other one
passes.
went to my guy AB.
AB, your ex,
Hey,
the ex boo, and we all know Timbo Slice over there is a Pittsburgh
I
Steelers
did
fan.
until he
His ex boo.
Well, I'm glad he gets to play in the Super Bowl, get a ring. Like that's
Yeah,
yeah, and he scored one. Good for him, bro.
I
You go
let,
from lockup
let's
to Super Bowl very quickly.
you got to respect that he hopped on a Tom Brady train and he was happy to do it. But let's not sleep on it. He earned that touchdown, man. That move he put on Tyron Matthews was
Yo,
nasty.
we have to talk
That,
about too, Tyron Matthews, like Tom Brady just getting in his face and then going back
Sundom,
and forth. Bro, Honey Badger, my God,
Sundom,
why did you poke the goat? You know that
poking the
don't
goat.
do that. You don't do that because he literally is like, I'm coming at you. What do you do? So I heard too, which was kind of a dope thing too. AB actually was supposed to do an out route. So he wasn't supposed to go inside, he was supposed to go outside, Tyrann
Mm,
Matthew. But Tyrann Matthew, he lined up outside. So what he did is he hit move
he did that
up
double move.
little bit like he was going out and then boop back inside and Brady
Yep.
put it only where AB could get it and success.
I was it really was. I was special, man. If you really look at it, I think Tyron Matthews' ankles are still in that end zone right there. Because the way AB pulled that double move was ridiculous. It really did look like he was about to run that out route, then turn it to a quick slant, and Tom Brady just slinged it in there.
That was a pretty good play too, especially if
It
AB
was.
ad-libbed that. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, I
Yeah,
see him
yeah.
outside. That's why. That's why too. This is one of the reasons why I love football is because things like that could happen. It's like I heard that this morning. I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Then I freeze framed that play and I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you? He's giving you the inside. He's basically giving you a slant, being a slot wide receiver. I'm like that makes perfect sense. But those are the
Yeah.
little intricacies that like a lot of times people don't see. They just think it's like, oh, okay, let me just throw the ball. It's like, nah, he was supposed to do an outside, but he came back in and got open.
That football IQ, man, reading the field, that football IQ, and just adjusting on the fly. A lot
Yeah,
of people can do that better than others, and I feel like that's where they're at right now. Just I
they
guess
were
that makes a difference between greatness and an average football player. Just that instinct of being on the field and knowing how to read it and just react. Um, and
for sure.
I
I
still can't believe we're saying it, man. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, Super Bowl 55 champions.
that
Can you believe it, Timble Slice?
uh no, not the way shit was going, bro. Like especially they came in, they came in. They had to play a tough Washington team. Like Brady and the Gronkeneers. They went through Washington, which is they were no slouch, even though you know what I mean. Things kind of went. Alex Smith didn't play,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah.
They had to go through them at home. Went through Drew Brees at home, went through Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers at home, and got to basically play a Super Bowl at home in their stadium.
Literally, they literally did.
I think too, Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl is the most normal thing about this past year. Like, oh
Eh,
yeah, that makes sense. Of course.
I agree. But once you open up that book and see how it happened, it makes just a tad bit, a little bit unbelievable. It just makes you shake your head. That's all I gotta say. Just looking how it happened, man. Like
Yeah.
it was just a line, I guess.
It really was.
I always say it was just something that happened that was written in cursive. So
It is.
for him to do that is amazing.
And I think they too. It's going to be tough to bet against them next year. Like Mike Evans already reached out. He said, "Hey, I'm willing to I'm willing to negotiate my contract to keep the nucleus and keep this team together as much as I can to help the team. And I think that's the Brady effect. Like
It is.
wherever you placed Brady, like also too, one thing that came out last night too was there was only two teams that were seriously considering him: the Los Angeles Chargers and Tampa Bay Broncos. I almost said Gronkeneers like that's the real name. It
The
basically
effect
is
is real.
facts. And the Buccaneers. And
Mhm.
I get it because 43-year-old quarterback, even though he is the GOAT, he really didn't play well last year. Play well to his standards. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, to his standards, and where's the market for 43-year-old quarterback, right? But then you're talking about the GOAT. He wanted to play for the 49ers, but they passed on him. But then again, this year too, with all that stuff happening there, I don't know if they would have made the playoffs, especially with the way the NFC West was. But it's
yeah.
like, wow, you drop Brady in a bucket somewhere in whatever organization, they're instantly getting better. They're
Yeah.
athletic trainers, they're equipment managers, like the whole thing, those extra reps at practice, those extra, waking up at 5:30 for the workout and the film session. Like that's the Brady effect.
It is. It is, man. And it's just really just something. It's something unbelievable, and I think it just speaks great volumes on what just one person can really do to a team. You know what I'm saying? And as you know, that Brady effect is really just a domino effect on you said like just the team itself and the organization. And it's crazy though, and you say that too, how that many teams weren't really looking to pick him up, and you just scratch your head and just wonder why. And I feel like a lot of people only look at what's on the surface. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just kind of piggybacking off what we had. I'm sure you guys all know we had Mr. Jordan Canzeri on our last episode. Definitely one of the greatest running backs to ever touch upstate New York. Went to an excellent
Like,
Division One college, Iowa Hawkeye. Almost bowled out for 1,000 yards this senior season. Excellent running back, Jordan Kinzer. Shout out to him again.
that was such a great episode. Like it
A
really
hundred
was.
percent.
I'm looking forward to having him on again too, just to talk ball and whatnot, because that too, and having some different conversations with him.
Yeah,
Being one of my best friends for a long time. His football IQ is absolutely absurd. Like he just knows where things are, and he's very very knowledgeable about it, and also great person too.
mm-hmm.
You know.
100%. Shout out to JC, man, because we all know he was speaking of the psychological factor of just playing the game and just football and just creating that energy and just synergy, and it can really just take that one person and
Yeah.
just and I really feel like it could be 50-50 psychological, game of football being psychological and physical, or you can even put psychological even more up there. It could be 60-40, 70-30.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
that's definitely part of it, and obviously being healthy
yeah.
is is the determining factor, but also too having your mind in the game and like visualize and focus. Like Brady a week beforehand.
He had 12 days to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And Derek Jeter's mansion
yep,
on the water side of Tampa Bay.
crazy.
That house is amazing, I must say.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's living a life.
yeah,
Sure, we
yo,
all know that. But that
crazy.
mansion he's staying in on the Tampa Bay coast is
Oh,
absolutely beautiful, man.
the Tampa Bay Colts.
Coast, coast, coast.
Okay, I think they said the Tampa Bay Colts. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah, he'll go to Indianapolis too and bring him a championship.
bro. They kind of passed on him too.
That's
Think
right.
about it. They could have. It was either Philip Rivers or them. They weren't sure. But the psychological part about that, like Brady texted all his teammates, literally every one of his teammates at 11 p.m. on the dot, sent out, "We will win this game. We will." Like just putting that in more and more and more.
Manifesting those words. Manifesting
Yeah,
those words.
I love it. I love it. I think those are the things about being a leader and saying hey, we're not done. What are you crying for at the NFC? We're not done yet. Like those are the intangibles that when someone like him gets dropped into your organization, immediately
Yeah.
get better.
Could do a lot, man. It's funny though. I mean, the GOAT doesn't even like being called a GOAT. I don't know if you guys seen the recent interview I think he said it before too, but he just had a recent interview with Oprah, and Oprah specifically asked him, "What do you think of just being called the GOAT all the time?" And he said he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He says he doesn't really look at it that way. He just wakes up every day and just try to be the best self he can be. He doesn't like
That's what a
comparing.
goat would say.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly. He doesn't
That's
like
like
comparing himself to anyone but himself. So, um,
exactly.
and I really read that and like, you know what, too? I was like, that's something Kobe Bryant would say too. And at the end of the day, that shows you that Mamba mentality is real. Once you get your mind on a certain altitude in life and you keep it there, things manifest so easily for you. And as
For
you
sure.
see, that's what Tom Brady has done, man. It's definitely a fairy tale ending. If not the ending, but it's definitely an end of one chapter for him. So
For sure. I mean, I'm happy we got through this 2020 season, got everything done. I mean, I'm definitely sad that football season has ended. I don't think I'm quite there yet. Like that. Oh, it's over. It will feel real when Sunday goes by. Not, nothing to
Yo,
fear.
Timble Slice, I don't need you crying over there, bro. I mean, I'm not even. I don't think it hit us yet. I don't think it hit me yet, so I can't talk too much shit.
Yeah,
Football season is really over.
it is. And the
Holy
thing I
shit!
love, we are talking about it before is that like football with you're only guaranteed about 17, 18 games. If you do well enough in those, then you get some more games. But especially like in the playoffs, it's not 7 game series. It's not best of 5 or 3. It's you get one shot to give it your best and beat that other team, or you're sitting on the couch watching the next game. It's not like,
Yeah.
well, we didn't get them in series one, so it's like every win is or every game is a must win.
Yep. One and done. One and done.
Yep.
I gotta ask if you think it was like a 3 or 5 game series. If football did playoffs, where it was like a 3 game series, I'm I'm pretty sure I think I'll still put my money on Tampa. I'm not excuse me, not Tampa Bay. I think I might have to put my money on Kansas City. I think Kansas City just they know how to adapt well. That's if the
I
football
think I
playoffs did turn to
probably would too. Yeah. Yeah, I think I probably would too. Just because of if it was a 5 game series or even 3 game series, they could adjust better. And then it people too understand about football. It's like yes, these teams they watch film on the previous weeks and everything, but they could prepare for every single thing that they think they're going to see, but then they draw up the plays, and then the defense gives them something totally different, or
yeah.
they also too they usually disguise coverages.
Hmm.
They'll see like they're in a cover 2, and then they'll roll into a cover 3 as the play progresses. So it's like you got to see that. There's a lot of intricacies. That's what I enjoy so much about the games. There's so many intricacies and different things that happen on every single play.
100%, 100%. And I feel like just what like I mentioned before, just having a defensive coach like Steve Spagnuolo, I think he's definitely literally probably the type of defensive coach to know how to adjust extremely well to an offense that has beat him before. And I think if I guess in a fantasy world, if it was a best out of 3 or best out of 5 series, I think Patrick Mahomes will be taking home that Vince Lombardi. But this is not the fantasy world; this is the real world,
Yep. And
and
it's
we
one
all know
game.
who the real goat is.
That's it.
Exactly, it's one
We
and
know who
done.
the goat is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of goats, real quick too, I gotta mention. I know we're talking about quarterbacks, baby goat with Patrick Mahomes and the goat Tom Brady, but we can't forget who we had playing at the tight end position here. I mean, we had Travis Kelsey and and the Gronkenator Rob Gronkowski. I
Yeah.
mean, those are definitely two goat tight ends right there. That will probably, to me personally, probably the best. One be two of the best tight ends that ever played a game of NFL.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that is I'm glad you brought that up. We'll tell the people in the off season, because sometimes there's not going to be much going on. We're going to have some episodes. The boat versus the goat debate. Who's the greatest all time? We're going to go through. We'll go through positions, teams. We'll go through different sports. We'll do the Jordan versus LeBron debate. We'll do the. We'll, and
Oh, we got more to come, baby. More
yeah,
to come. A lot to
so
come.
I figured we preface that as like, that's something that you guys get to look forward to. What we're gonna do, do some episodes like that just to, keep it fresh. Obviously we love talking about football and going to that pay dirt, but also, we're big sports fans. this is a sports show, but we're always looking to go to pay dirt.
Hey, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. It be pay dirt, pay turf,
Pay
pay
dirt.
ice, pay court. Um, it,
Mm-hmm.
it don't matter. We definitely gonna be touching on more different sports. Considering, fortunately, this is the football season. It's over
Stop,
with.
stop, stop, stop. I can't, I can't, I can't.
Nah, we be all right, yo. Just throw some Madden in, man. Just throw some Madden in. All right, we'll be
Yo,
all right. Play some old games, man. Play maybe when the last time the Steelers in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they have it on YouTube.
who's cutting onions in here, bro?
That's all right, bro. I'll expedite some Kleenexes to you. Okay.
Hey, my guy,
I
my guy.
got you, man. I
But
got you.
yeah, what a great season, man. I'm super pumped for next year, and to see what's going to happen over this offseason. We got 5 months until there's another NFL football game, so we got a lot of things to cover. A lot of things are going to happen. They've already started to happen. Um, I'm excited. April, May, like we're going to go through the draft. We'll go through everything that's going to happen, and keep you guys updated on that. And we'll do some current event stuff. We'll do some different things to keep you guys interested and engaged.
Definitely, 100%, man. I really can't wait. We definitely have a lot more cooking besides football talk, like Timbo Slice been saying. We're gonna be touching on a bunch of different things, different sports, different current events, different topics. No, I mean, don't worry, it's not gonna turn into a political podcast. We do not aim for that whatsoever.
No,
Uh,
no.
um,
I mean, we'll give our views, but at the end of the day, we stay in our lane.
100%. Trying to hit at different demographics. That's all it is. And
Yep.
real quick, speaking of different demographics, we know a lot of people just out there, they watch the Super Bowl just for the commercials. Just saying. So Timbo Slice, what was your favorite Super Bowl commercial for this year?
I'm a big Will Ferrell guy. I think the one with Norway and GM was pretty funny. I
I
gotta
think
say,
I do remember that one. That was a good one. You can't go wrong with Will Ferrell. That
I know
I,
he's funny, stupid, and cheesy all at the same time. And then the EVs, the electric vehicles, are also it's debatable, but should be better for the economy by the time
yeah, it could be the future, man.
2035. You know,
Hey, Elon Musk just invested what 1.5 billion into Bitcoin today or yesterday. So
yep.
uh, the future is here, ladies and gentlemen. The future is here.
Remember, Dogecoin to the moon.
Dogecoin.
Hell yeah.
Hey, keep
What was
holding, y'all. Keep holding.
Oh yeah, yo, it's going.
Uh,
What was your favorite, bro?
you know me. You see in the background here. You see what that vinyl record is.
Mm-hmm.
If you're reading this, it's too late. But I'm sure we
literally,
all, you know what I mean?
late written. Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. But I'm a big Drake fan, so seeing him in that State Farm commercial with Jake from State Farm
That
himself,
was funny, yo.
that way it was a good one. I wasn't expected, so that was definitely was a funny one. I believe Patrick Mahomes was in it too. It was Jake from State Farm, Drake. Patrick Mahomes was in it. He had a little cameo in there. I think it was somebody else too. Might have been Chance the Rapper. But it was just Drake showing his light skin tendencies. So that's basically what the commercial was about, to be honest with you. But
It's
it was funny nonetheless. So definitely I'll say the one with Drake, aka the Six God in it. And shout out to State Farm, man. I'm
they're
not
doing
gonna lie to you,
the commercials,
bro. That's where the bag's at. Shit.
and you ain't wrong. You
I
ain't
mean,
wrong.
and speaking of bags too, ladies and gentlemen, definitely just investment advice and just talking just what's going on in the market world and the business world is definitely will be something we'll be touching on a little bit more in the near future in regards to this Pay Dirt podcast. Because obviously everything that's going on in the market, man, it was just people are just trying to people just trying to make money and eat, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And people are learning there's different ways to do it besides waking up working a 9 to 5 every day. So we'll definitely be touching more on just business savvy stuff. Definitely have some guests on here, maybe some accountants, some entrepreneurs, things of that nature, just to give advice also.
Yep.
Some
And
people with
we
a
are
solid
we are about our pay, bro.
Oh yeah, baby.
You ain't
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
You
You
ain't wrong.
know. You know. You pay
Hell,
us in dirt, pay us in gold,
hell
pay
yeah.
us in cash. It is what it is. We'll make something to nothing. So
We're gonna be all right.
that's what we're doing.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Super Bowl edition, Super Bowl recap on the Pay Dirt podcast.
Yes, sir.
Your boy Timbo Slice and my guy, the Don Father.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk to you guys next time. And now we'll also see you guys next time because we are on YouTube. So if you're not already liking it and subscribe it, I suggest you do. You never know. We might be doing a giveaway. We might do something good for the fans. Listen, subscribe, share this. Do what you can.
Pay Dirt podcast on everything. YouTube
Yep.
page, podcast, I believe.
Yes,
Twitter
sir.
on Pay Dirt podcast.
Yep. And we appreciate any view, any share,
Any
everything.
support, man.
We're just
Exactly.
we're trying to grow this and grow this organically. And we'll have more for you guys during the week. I'm sure there's going to be some good shit that pops off with the off season now that the Super Bowl's done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. The football season's really over, but
Well,
hey.
yeah. Hopefully, by the time we do wrap our head around it, there's preseason games that we could watch.
I hope soon. Or maybe the XFL will get started again sometime in the spring. Maybe
The Rock.
I'm pretty sure arena football will is going to be coming back also.
I think the Rock bought the XFL. I'm sure.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson.
Hell yeah. But that's it, kids. We will see y'all later. This is the Pay Dirt podcast. Your boy Timbo Slice and the Don Father.
Yes, sir. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Love.